American I.E.L.T.S and Toefl Writing and Speaking Skill Development Center. So, International English as Level Testing System and Toefl Test on English as Foreign Language. We have come here for writing and speaking. We have taken these essays from Lingua Forum, Dream Tech Publications, video number 33. So, 250 words, and when you are speaking, you have to speak for nearly 2 to 3 minutes. You have to speak, right? Suppose if you get a question like this, whether agreeing or disagreeing questions on a topic. What's the topic here? Which would you rather work? Which would you rather work? Rather means what? What would be of preference? Which would you rather work for, a large company or a small company? So according to your mind goes, which is a large company and which is a small company? Shall we say all the MNC companies are large companies? Shall we keep it like that? All the MNC companies are large companies. Small companies means the national companies, which is in India or which is in the state where you live in, either in Kerala or Tamil Nadu. Shall we say it as a small company, multinational company, or small company? Like that we shall have, because clear cut we cannot say what is a large company or what is a small company. Large company is multinational companies where they have branches all around the world. Small company is a company which is in a boundary, in a state or a national boundary. That is called small company. Which do you think is better, this or that? Which do you prefer? Use specific examples and reasons to explain your answer. So when you say large company is good compared to small company, or small company is better than the large company, then you have to use reasons and examples to state your answer, right? See the introduction part. Many people, majority, that's what he goes for. He doesn't say some people, he goes for many people. So he says many people find working for a small company. He says many people, this writer's opinion, this is not a final statement, it's a writer's opinion. Many people find working for a small company more congenial. Congenial means what? Comfortable, good, than working for a large company. So this writer, he assumes and he thinks that working for a small company is much good, better than working for a large company. Small firms, that is small companies, firms also you can use it for companies. Small firms do have advantages. He says small companies they have advantages. They may offer a more comfortable and informal working. He says the small companies provides you comfortability and informal working environment. What is formal working environment and what is informal working environment? Informal means something like your family, something like your own business, something as your own company. You feel that informality. But in a big company, everything is systemized. It is like formality, a lot many formalities you have to follow. So he says small company, not only congenial, it is also more comfortability is there, and the working environment is informal, he says. Then on the whole, he says on the whole, however, see however the word he has put, contrasting word. Big companies, he says big companies have a decisive advantage. Decisive means what? Confirm advantage as a place to work. So he has come for the 4 lines stating about all the good things about small company, and in the final line, final sentence, he says, of course, true that working in a big company has its own advantage. So what does the speaker tries to say? Could you tell me? Don't you think he is confused? He doesn't stand for either this or that. He says small companies are fine, good, and he also says big company has decisive advantage. So I think he is confused, isn't it? Either you have to go for this or that. He says good thing about the one side and the good thing of the other side also. So he is not decisive, isn't it? So you as your writer, you should not be confused. You should say this or that. Anyway, still let us see what does the writer tries to say, and let us see whether he is sticking on to one thing or is still confused with the idea of working in big or a small company. So, coming here, first, what is the first point he says? The sheer size. What do you mean by sheer size? The big size of a large company. Large company, what is the sheer size of a large company? So, maybe the building is big, maybe it has a lot of branches, sophisticated instruments to produce, and high learned personnel, or the people, staff, well knowledgeable person. You have a research and development wing. So, you can say that is a large company. The sheer size of a large company, these are the specialities of a large company with huge capital, with huge market, which has the stocks, the price of the shares of the company is good, and the directors, the managing directors, the board members are well reputed people. You can say all those things as the sheer size of a large company usually protects it from fluctuations in the economy. What does that mean? In the economy, business may run under loss or a sometimes break even point, no profit, no loss, sometimes loss because of economical fluctuation. What do you mean by economical fluctuation? Sometimes drought, no rain, people don't have money, or the tax and the government expenses and all those things. Economy may go in for a recession. Recession means what? Economically down, no job opportunities, no investments, people don't have money to buy and do certain things. So, that is called in a recession, that is. So, big companies are well protected. Just like in a cold, you have a sweater to protect the cold. These big companies have, what do they have? Assets, they have well advanced technologies, so they can cope up, they can adjust during the times of recession. So, in a recession, a big firm, a big company is more likely to survive. So, big company able to survive. Small companies, they may close down because of the loss. They are unable to financially manage the company, financially able to give wages or salary to their employees. So, big firms are well protected even during the times of recession. Then a little firm. Now, coming here on the big firms, big companies, workers are thus more likely to keep their job. So, what do you mean by layoff? You know, layoff. Companies, when they are unable to give salary, they dismiss the employees where the employees has not done the mistake. Because the firm is unable to give salary, they remove the employees. That is called layoff. The laborers have not done any mistake. The employees have not done any mistake, but still the company wants to send them off because they are unable to give the salary. That is called layoff. No mistake of the employees. They are removed from the company by paying a certain amount of money. That is called layoff. So, here big firms, they are more likely to keep the employees may able to keep their job because it is well protected of financial fluctuations. For example, recent example in Chennai, what is the company's name? Nokia. It was recruiting, it was having 30,000 employees. How many? Yearly ones, they used to produce 1 crore 40 lakh cell phones. All around the world it was famous from the place Chennai. Now, what happened? 3,400 crores they have to pay as a tax, 2004 they have to pay as a tax to the state government and central government. They are unable to pay. They sold the Nokia firm to Microsoft. Microsoft finally told, no, we are not going to purchase. So, they closed, the employees were laid off. Finally, they have only 900 employees. Even those 900 employees, they are going to send them out, and by November 1st they are going to close the company. It is called Nokia. Such a big multinational company, they are not able to survive, stand. So, the economic downturn, what do you mean by economic downturn? Suddenly, like in America, recession happened where a lot of people lost their job. Many firms have been shut down, and many companies have closed down. That is called economic downturn. Suppose it happened. That merely causes inconvenience to a large company. Just an inconvenience, that's all. May put small firms out of business completely. So, economic downturn, it is just an inconvenience, that's all, for big company. But small companies were put out of the business. They are thrown out of the economy. They are unable to survive. So there is therefore a certain security in working for a large company. So working for a large company, there is a security. Could you tell me some big companies? Infosys, Wipro, TCS, CDS. Okay, you are telling all software company. Any hardware, any company other than software? Ford. Okay, Ford is a multinational company. BMW. Then any other? Tata Motors. Okay, Maruti, Sony. So big firms are there. So size means security. Big size means security, both for the company altogether and for the individual employee. So first and foremost, what a employee expect? He expects security, financial security. Only when the security is there, he can work. So small companies, they cannot give you security. Big companies, they can provide you security. Because of what? Because of the assets it has, because of research and development, because it has the branches. In India, the company may run under loss, but in London, it may run under profit. So they can compensate the losses and profits. So next, coming here, that's the first point. He says about the economy and says that big companies are better. Now he comes to the second point in second paragraph. It's of course third paragraph, but you leave the introduction part. You say coming to the second paragraph to say about the advantages of a big company. Second, a big company is likely, big company, what does it do? Big company, a big company is likely to offer employees more benefits. What are the more benefits the big company is giving than a small company? What are the benefits? Can you say me? Because the big firm can better afford to pay for them. So a lot of benefits, perks and incentives. And perks, what do you mean by perks? Housing allowance, petrol allowance, car allowance. Incentives means what? The more salary, more the time you work, the better the salary. And increments, that's what it's called. So the big companies can afford to give all those things. Coming here, the insurance coverage is very important, isn't it? Insurance, health insurance, medical insurance. So the insurance coverage that may be unaffordable. Unaffordable means not able to provide. By a small company cannot afford health insurance or medical expenses of the employees. For a small firm is within the means of a large company. Okay. So working conditions. So he comes here. So he says the benefits. Then he says about the insurance and medical expenses. Then he comes the working condition of big company and a small company. So in all those things you can find big companies are edging better, more than what the small company can do. So coming here, working condition may also be safer. Working condition is safer at the large company. Why? Because a big company, what does a big company do? A big company is apt means correct, to have a union to help. Union, what do you mean by union? You have the laborers union, the employees form a union and they demand certain things. So management cannot take a decision. In small companies you don't have a union, strong union. Big companies, they have a union where the employees demand their rights. So big company has a union to help protect workers. The unions help and protect workers safety on the job. For the job security and everything, the union takes care for the big company. A small company, by contrast means what? Again, it is just opposite. May have no union at all. There is no union at all in a small company. So economic area we have seen. Then we are coming closer, focusing on the benefits, insurance, pay, incentives, then working condition, then coming here for the job security, where the big company can provide but the small company cannot provide. But unfortunately, what happens in India, nearly 80% of goods are produced by small firms, small companies. Now coming here, in short, so he comes to a conclusion stating that in short, so he is just summarizing, in short, no company is an ideal place to work. My God, what does he say? He says some large companies are undesirable place to work. So he says this also, large companies, undesirable place to work means what? Some large companies are not fit to work. That's what he says to a conclusion. Whereas, in opposite, some small firms offer numerous benefits. Only now in the final conclusion he says small company or small firms offer what? Numerous number of benefits. What are the number of benefits it provides? All things considering all things, however, big firms would appear to come out ahead. Ahead means what? Still he is not telling. Small firms provide a lot of benefits, but he is not stating what it is. Then finally he says, in contrast, he says the big firms stands ahead means what? It is better. Ahead means it is better, standing up. They may be huge, they may be huge and faceless, and they have impersonal environment. So he says big companies may have impersonal environment. Personal means what? For informal. Personal means formal. Some impersonal means it is formal. Personal means it is informal. So big companies may have all those formalities, but large companies offer a security. The large companies provide, even though there is what is that? There's no informal environment there in big company, but the big company provides you security, which is that much important. That is hard to find among smaller companies. So finally, in this, he says good about the big companies, he says good about the small companies, but he is not ready to say what are the good things the small company is ready to offer. Then he says all about the economical conditions where the big companies can stand. Then he comes for the small things, not small things, of course, very important things like incentives, bonus, perks, then job security. Then he comes to the union. Then finally, in conclusion, also he comes once again stating that big company and small company both offer good things, but still the big companies are ahead when you go in for comparison. And finally, he comes to the position of saying that even though it is the environment may be formal, but still it provides you security over there. So big companies are better. That's what he says. Now let us go in for a speaking task. If you get a topic like this, now what's your exercises? You have to write on your own whether you stand for a big company or a small company with your own examples and reasons. This is the model you have seen. Now you have to write on your own, and you have to speak about this topic, whether big or small. It is a agree or disagree question. If you get in a speaking task like this, how are you going to speak for continuously for 2 minutes? So now let us tomorrow. I request Koshi to come forward. So Koshi, what's your qualification?
I'm a nurse, and
you are a nurse. Okay.
Yeah.
Now hospitals also is changing into companies, you can say, isn't it?
Yeah.
The gone were the days it is called as service oriented. Now it is run in a company oriented, like multinational company. There are hospitals having in different parts of the world. Apollo example is a good company.
Many.
So if you get a topic, so when are you writing your exams?
Tomorrow is my exam.
Tomorrow you are speaking task. That's
Yeah.
what you told me. Suppose if you get a topic like this, which company do you prefer, big or small, and why so?
The topic like working in a small company or working in a large company. I will prefer that working in a large company is better than a small company, because in big companies we can assure that they can stay for longer, and we have the good opportunities to migrate to other also. If we work in a small company, if it is not well known, if you go to for any other education or for any other job purpose, if we'll go, they will see our where we have worked earlier. So for that experience, if we have a well-known company, if we have worked in a well-known company, so it is better to choose a well-known company. And also in a large company, it can give security to us, and also many benefits like the insurance. And it and if you'll see that uh, these all uh, things which are these all things that a small company cannot afford, like giving insurance, or the other things which like the giving the
Why you're not able to speak, isn't it? Okay. Yes, young lady, you can come forward. So you get a topic like this. So what will be your reply?
I would definitely prefer a larger company to work with. The reason is, in a larger organization, what happens? We have gotten very good work environment. Uh, what to say? It will be a spacious one, and regarding the health perspective, they have got so many norms to take care of their employees. So that is the first thing by which I would go with that. And the next one will be, in case of any recession, if the multinational companies can resist it to some extent when comparatively with that of the smaller organizations. So what they can do is they can survive in the job market even in a recessive environment. And in that case, what happens to the employees? Their job will be a secured one to a more extent when compared to that of the smaller companies. And then comes the salary benefits for an employee. So anybody who is employed, definitely the salary will be their main constraint. So if you go in for a multinational company, what happens? They'll get a good salary, and apart from salary, they'll all have their perks, benefits, insurance claims, everything. And apart from that, they'll be offered some additional benefits, like even in some organizations, very bigger ones, we have got some opportunities like working from home. So that is possible there. So they can have a very good balance of their work environment as well as their family life also. So that is taken care of, which is very very important for an employed guy. And then comes the health and safety factor. So in a multinational organization, what happens? They have got all norms and policies. They have got it very perfect, so that they make the environment healthy and a safe place for the employees' work. Because they have got the head count is very very high when compared to a smaller organization, so they take care of that also. So for all these reasons, I would definitely prefer working with an multinational organization.
Forward. So what's your name?
My name is Satya.
Which country are you going?
US
When are you going?
by November.
By November. So if you get a topic like this in your Toefl, what are you going to speak?
I strongly agreed with this topic. I'll be support big companies better than small to work as a small company for the human being, because big company we are getting lot of opportunity, and if you're working like of course the small company you will get a lot of freedoms and work environment, and the work from home, everything is there. But the big companies, if you're working if you're informal working available in the small companies, but in the big companies if you're working lot of opportunity, like if you're working in the TCS or like CDS or over here in this company, you will get a lot of opportunity. You will get a chance to go to abroad like US and Canada, like a lot of software companies. And moreover, the benefit is like medical benefits and other benefits are more compared to the small company. If the resistance time will happen for the big companies, and they will manage, but the small companies they cannot manage. So even though unknown reason, they will remove the employees without reasons in the small company, because they can't able to pay the salary to the employers. So better, I strongly supported the big companies better than small companies. Thank you.
Your name is Satya, right? There's no voice modulation. You have to raise up your voice for certain words. You have to focus the word, modulation, intonation, stressing. Just like that, a tape you are speaking. There's no life in what you're speaking. So try to emphasize on important words. Yes, sir, please come. So what's your name?
Hey, this is Senthil.
Senthil, which country are you planning to go?
I'm planning to go to Canada.
Okay, fine. If you get a topic like this, what would be your reply? You have to speak for 2 minutes on this topic.
Okay. The question posed here is rather an interesting question. Whether do I prefer to work for a multinational big organization or for small organizations? I would say that it actually depends on the individuals, and we should not take a common consideration that working for big or small companies is better. It purely depends upon the individual. Few examples I can quote here is, okay, I'll first quote the advantages and disadvantages of both, and then let's see which would be preferable for which type of employees. So working in a multinational organization, you can go out and say that you're working for a big company like Microsoft or Oracle or TCS. That brings a lot amount of joy, satisfaction for the individual as well as for the family members. That's the biggest advantage. The disadvantage would be like you will always be interested a similar role. You will not be able to work across multiple areas or work across multiple domains. You will be restricted to a single path throughout or most of your career. For example, you enter into a company like TCS and you enter into a development stream. Throughout your career, you can only be in a development stream until you change your organization or get into something else. That's the biggest disadvantage with multinational organizations. Whereas when you come to a small organization, the advantage would be like you will be able to play any kind of role that you wish to play. For example, you can be a developer for some time and then say, I want to test it, or I want to do the analysis, I want to meet the customers, I want to do a sales. So you can get across the spectrum and then work in all the roles that you prefer, whereby you can get more exposure. So that's the advantage with these small organizations. But the disadvantage would be like it might not be well known, and you might not get the amount of pay or the amount of benefits that the big organizations generally give to their employees.
So finally, what you're
okay, the conclusion is what I would like to conclude is basically depends upon the individuals, whether they want to get into what is their basically what they think they wanted to achieve. They wanted to master the entire spectrum of the career and then grow, decide in which line they wanted to proceed and then grow, or get into a good multinational organization and then just spend their career in whatever way the organizations wishes them to do.
Sir, you have not read the question properly. What would you rather? What would you choose? The question is for you, not for the individuals outside commonly.
Okay.
It's for you.
Right, okay.
That's the question.
Should you to answer that, I would choose a small organization where I'll.
Fine,
that would be my option.
Fine, sir. Thank you. Gentlemen, which country are you planning to go?
London.
Okay, what's your name?
Kishore.
What's your qualification?
MCA.
What's your profession, like occupation? What do you do?
Software engineer.
Okay, suppose if you get a question like this in speaking task, what are you going to speak? What are you going to tell? Yes.
I always prefer small companies because small companies giving we can think differently because if you want to work more means or we have to learn many things. We can choose small companies because we can learn multiple things like as developing, testing, and everything. At the same time, we have to we have to organize some big level team, or we have to work on any big level, means we have to choose big level companies, and big companies giving more benefits for employees. They are giving high salaries, insurance, and lot of things like that.
Tongue influence, you are writing international examination,
Okay.
all your Malayalam oriented, that
Yes, yes.
influence is there. So you have to change your accent. Please sit down, sit down. Hello. Dear friends, நண்பர்களே, I.E.L.T.S International English Level Testing System சர்வதேச அளவிலே ஆங்கில உங்களுடைய திறனை சோதிக்கக்கூடிய பரீட்சை, எழுதுவது, பேசுவது, கேட்பது, வாசிப்பது. அதே போன்று Toefl Test on English as Foreign Language, இது அமெரிக்க அரசாங்கத்தின் மூலமாக நடத்தப்படுகிற பரீட்சை. ரைட்டிங் அண்ட் ஸ்பீக்கிங், எழுதுவது, பேசுவது, லிங்குவா ஃபாரம் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய கட்டுரை தொகுப்பிலிருந்து ட்ரீம் டேக் அச்சகத்தின் மூலமாக வீடியோ நம்பர் 63க்கு வந்திருக்கிறோம். 63வது தலைப்பு நாம் என்ன பார்க்கிறோம்? இப்போ எழுத்து பயிற்சியின் பொழுது, எழுத்து பரீட்சையின் பொழுது 250 வார்த்தைகளுக்கு நீங்கள் ஒரு கட்டுரை எழுத வேண்டும், அல்லது உங்களுக்கு பேசக்கூடிய ஒரு தலைப்பை கொடுத்தால் நீங்கள் 2 நிமிடங்களுக்கு தொடர்ச்சியாக நல்ல சொற்களை பயன்படுத்தி வாக்கிய அமைப்புடன், உதாரணங்களுடன், விளக்கங்களுடன் நீங்கள் பேச வேண்டும். உதாரணத்துக்கு இந்த மாதிரி கேள்விகள் வரும். அக்ரி ஆர் டிஸ்அக்ரி கொஸ்டின்ஸ், ஏற்றுக்கொள்கிறாயா, ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள மாட்டாயா போன்ற கேள்வி முறைகளிலே ஒரு தலைப்பு வருகிறது. விச் வுட் யூ ரேதர் ஒர்க் ஃபார்? ரேதர்னா இதை விட அது, அதை விட இது என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய அந்த தேர்ந்தெடுப்பது. விச் வுட் யூ ரேதர் ஒர்க்? நீ எதை தேர்ந்தெடுப்பாய்? நீ எதை தேர்ந்தெடுப்பாய்? அப்போ உன்னுடைய எண்ணம் என்ன என்று கேட்கிறார்கள். பொது கருத்தை கேட்பதில்லை. a large company or a small company. large companyனா பெரிய நிறுவனம் அல்லது சிறு நிறுவனம், small company. ஸோ நம்ம பெரிய நிறுவனம், சிறு நிறுவனம் எப்படி நிர்ணயிக்கலாம்? பிரச்சனை. ஸோ பெரிய நிறுவனத்திற்கு ஒரு மல்டிநேஷ்னல் கம்பெனி, சர்வதேச நிறுவனங்களை பிக் கம்பெனிஸ், பெரிய கம்பெனிஸ் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம். ஸ்மால் கம்பெனிஸ்னால் உன் நாட்டிலே அல்லது உன்னுடைய மாநிலத்திலே ஸ்டேட் லெவலில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த நிறுவனங்களை ஸ்மால் கம்பெனிஸ் என்று சொல்லிக்கொள்வோம். விச் டூ யூ திங்க் இஸ் பெட்டர்? இந்த பெரிய நிறுவனங்களா, சிறிய நிறுவனங்களா, எது சிறந்தது? யூஸ் ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ், குறிப்பிட்ட உதாரணங்களை நீ சொல்ல வேண்டும். அண்ட் ரீசன்ஸ், விளக்கங்களை நீ சொல்ல வேண்டும். டு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் யூ ஆன்சர், உன்னுடைய விடையை சொல்வதற்கு சரியான உதாரணங்களை சொல்ல வேண்டும். ஸோ பெரிய கம்பெனியா, சிறிய கம்பெனியா, எதை தேர்ந்தெடுப்பாய்? ரொம்ப அருமையான டாபிக்கில் அனைவரும் வேலை செய்து ஜீவிக்க வேண்டும், அல்லது அனைவரும் ஒரு நிறுவனத்தை ஆரம்பிக்க வேண்டும். பெரிய நிறுவனமா, சிறிய நிறுவனமா, வேலைக்கு சேர்கிறாயா என்ற தலைப்பிலே முதல் பத்தியிலே என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கிறது? many people find working for a small company more congenial. congenial என்றால் என்ன? சௌகரியமாக இருக்கிறது. அப்போ பெரிய நிறுவனங்களிலே வேலை செய்வது, சிறிய நிறுவனங்களை விட பெரிய நிறுவனங்களில் வேலை செய்வது சௌகரியமாக இருக்கிறது. congenial என்றால் சௌகரியம். then working for a large company, அப்போ சின்ன கம்பெனியில் வேலை செய்வது பெரிய கம்பெனியில் வேலை செய்வதை விட சௌகரியமாக இருக்கிறது என்று நிறைய பேர் நினைக்கிறார்கள். ஸ்மால் ஃபர்ம்ஸ், ஃபர்ம்ஸ்னால் என்ன? நிறுவனங்கள். do have advantages. So they may offer a more comfortable and informal working environment. இப்போ நீங்கள் சிறிய நிறுவனங்களில் போய் வேலை செய்யும் பொழுது இன்ஃபார்மல்னா என்ன? பெரிய ஃபார்மாலிட்டிஸ் எல்லாம் கிடையாது. சூழ்நிலைகள், ஒர்க்கிங் என்விரான்மெண்ட், வேலை செய்யக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலையும் நன்றாக இருக்கும். ஆன் த ஹோல், ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக பார்க்கும் பொழுது, ஹவவர், எப்படி எனினும், பிக் கம்பெனிஸ் ஹேவ் எ டிசிசிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ். பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள், டிசிசிவ் என்றால் என்ன? கண்டிப்பாக ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளக்கூடிய ஒரு பலன்கள் இருக்கிறது. பிளேஸ் டு ஒர்க். அப்போ சிறிய கம்பெனியை விட பெரிய கம்பெனி தான் சிறந்தது என்று இந்த எழுத்தாளர் சொல்கிறார். சிறிய கம்பெனி பல அனுகூலங்கள் இருந்தாலும் பெரிய நிறுவனங்களிலே வேலை செய்வது தான் சிறந்தது என்று இந்த எழுத்தாளர் சொல்கிறார். நீங்கள் சில சமயம் இல்லை சிறு நிறுவனங்கள் தான் சிறந்தது என்று நீங்கள் சொல்லலாம். அடுத்த பேராகிராஃபில் பாருங்கள், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்று சொல்லி முதலாவதாக என்று சொல்லி அவர் கட்டுரையை ஆரம்பிக்கிறார். த ஷியர் சைஸ், ஷியர் என்றால் என்ன? பெரிய. ஷியர் என்றால் பெரிய, சைஸ் என்றால் என்ன? அளவு. ஆஃப் எ லார்ஜ் கம்பெனி, பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் யூஸ்வலி ப்ரொடெக்ட்ஸ் இட் ஃப்ரம் ஃப்ளக்சுவேஷன்ஸ். ப்ரொடெக்ட்ஸ்னால் பாதுகாக்கிறது, ஃப்ளக்சுவேஷன்ஸ்னால் ஏற்ற இறக்கங்கள். இந்த எக்கானமி என்றால் என்ன? பொருளாதாரம். பொருளாதாரத்தில் திடீர்னு மந்தமான நிலை ஏற்படுகிறது. ஆக பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் எந்த விதமான பாதிப்பும் ஏற்படாது. பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள்னால் உதாரணத்துக்கு டிசிஎஸ் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் எப்படி சொல்லிக்கிறீர்கள்? சர்வதேச அளவில் இருக்கிறது. அதனுடைய உற்பத்தி பொருட்கள் பல வகையான பொருட்களிலே உற்பத்தி செய்கிறார்கள். ஸோ அது இந்த பொருளாதார ரீதியிலே பல மாற்றங்கள் ஏற்படும் பொழுது அந்த பொருளாதார மாற்றங்கள் இந்த பெரிய கம்பெனியை பாதிப்படைய வைக்காது. A big firm is more likely to survive than a little firm. சிறு நிறுவனங்களை விட பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் சமாளித்து இருந்து கொள்ளும். And the big firms workers are there. They are more likely to keep their job. பொருளாதாரத்தில் மந்த நிலை ஏற்படும் பொழுது சிறிய நிறுவனங்களில் வேலை செய்யக்கூடிய ஆட்களுக்கு வேலை இழந்து விடுவார்கள். ஆனால் பெரிய நிறுவனங்களில் வேலை செய்யக்கூடியவர்களுக்கு வேலை பாதுகாப்பு இருக்கிறது. ஸோ அடுத்தது, த எக்கனாமிக் டவுன் டர்ன், பொருளாதாரத்திலே மந்த நிலை ஏற்படும் பொழுது தட் மியர்லி காசஸ் இன்கன்வீனியன்ஸ் டு எ லார்ஜ் கம்பெனி மே புட் ஸ்மாலர் ஃபர்ம்ஸ் அவுட் ஆஃப் பிஸ்னஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்லி. பொருளாதாரம் மந்தமாக இருக்கும்போது சிறிய நிறுவனங்கள் எல்லாம் அந்த தங்களுடைய இயக்கத்திலிருந்து நின்று விடுகிறது, பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் தாக்கு பிடிக்கிறது. There is therefore a certain security in working for a large company. பெரிய நிறுவனங்களில் வேலை செய்வது என்பது ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு பாதுகாப்பு. மீன்ஸ் செக்யூரிட்டி both for the company altogether and for individual employees. ஸோ நீங்கள் பெரிய நிறுவனத்தில் சேர்ந்து கொண்டால் உங்களுக்கும் ஒரு பாதுகாப்பு, நிறுவனத்துக்கும் ஒரு பாதுகாப்பு. பொருளாதார ஏற்ற இறக்கங்களை அது கிரகித்து கொள்ளும். ஏன்னால் சர்வதேச நிறுவனங்கள், பெரிய நிறுவனங்களுக்கு பல ஊர்களில் பல நாடுகளில் கிளைகள் இருக்கிறது. இந்தியாவிலே நஷ்டம் என்றால் அமெரிக்காவிலே லாபம் கிடைக்கும். ஸோ பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் பாதிக்கப்படாது, சிறு நிறுவனங்கள் ரொம்ப பாதிக்கப்படும். ஸோ அடுத்ததாக a big company is likely to offer employees more benefits than a small company. பெரிய நிறுவனங்களிலே வேலை செய்யக்கூடிய ஆட்களுக்கு பல சலுகைகளை வழங்குகிறார்கள். பிகாஸ் the big firm can better affordனா வழங்க முடியும், to pay for them. பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் தங்களுடைய வேலையாட்களுக்கு பல சலுகைகளை வழங்க முடியும். இன்சூரன்ஸ் கவரேஜ், காப்பீட்டு. தட் மே பி அன்அஃபோர்டபுள்னா செலவு செய்ய முடியாது. ஃபார் எ ஸ்மால் ஃபர்ம் இஸ் வித் த மீன்ஸ் ஆஃப் எ லார்ஜ் கம்பெனி. ஸோ பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் ஒப்பிடும் பொழுது சிறு நிறுவனங்களுக்கு காப்பீட்டு வசதிகளை செய்ய முடியாது. ப்ராவிடென்ட் ஃபண்ட் அந்த போன்ற நிறைய விஷயங்கள் இருக்கிறது. ஒர்க்கிங் கண்டிஷன் மே ஆல்சோ பி சேஃபர் அட் த லார்ஜ் கம்பெனி. பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் வேலை செய்யும் பொழுது அந்த வேலை செய்யக்கூடிய அந்த நிலைமை சௌகரியமாக இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் எ பிக் கம்பெனி இஸ் ஆப்ட் டு ஹேவ் எ யூனியன் டு ஹெல்ப் ப்ரொடெக்ட் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ். பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் அவர்களுக்கு அங்கே யூனியன் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய யூனியன் என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க, அது தொழிலாளர்கள் கூட்டமைப்பு என்று இருக்கிறது. அவர்கள் வாதிட்டு தொழிலாளர்களுக்கு வேண்டிய உரிமைகளை வாங்கி கொடுப்பார்கள். சிறு நிறுவனங்களிலே அந்த தொழிலாளர்கள் கூட்டமைப்பு கிடையாது. பை கான்ட்ராஸ்ட் மே ஹேவ் நோ யூனியன் அட் ஆல். இறுதியாக, இன் ஷார்ட், நோ கம்பெனி இஸ் அன் ஐடியல் பிளேஸ் டு ஒர்க். எந்த கம்பெனிலையும் போய் வேலை செய்ய முடியாது. இருந்தாலும் சம் லார்ஜ் கம்பெனிஸ் ஆர் அன்டிசைரபிள் பிளேஸ் டு ஒர்க். பெரிய கம்பெனிலையும் வேலை செய்ய முடியாது சில காரணங்களால. whereas some small firms offer numerable benefits. சிறு நிறுவனங்கள் பல நல்ல விஷயங்களையும் செய்யக்கூடியதாக இருக்கிறது. all things considered, எல்லாவற்றையும் ஆராயும் பொழுது, however big firms would appear to come out ahead. என்றால் என்ன? அது மேலோங்கி இருக்கிறது. பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் வேலை செய்வது சிறந்தது. they may be huge and faceless and they have impersonal environment. impersonal environmentனா என்ன? அங்கே எல்லாமே ஃபார்மாலிட்டியில் நடக்கும் பெரிய நிறுவனங்களில். இருந்தாலும் பட் லார்ஜ் கம்பெனிஸ் ஆஃபர் ஏ செக்யூரிட்டி. பெரிய நிறுவனங்களில் வேலை செய்யும் பொழுது உங்களுக்கு வேலை பாதுகாப்பு இருக்கிறது. தட் இஸ் ஹார்ட் டு ஃபைண்ட் அமங் ஸ்மாலர் கம்பெனிஸ். சிறு நிறுவனங்களில் அதை பார்க்க முடியாது. ஹோப் யூ ஆர் ஏபிள் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். புரிந்ததா? சிறு நிறுவனங்களா பெரு நிறுவனங்களா, எதில் வேலை செய்ய நீ விரும்புகிறாய்? இங்கே எழுத்தாளர் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கிறார்? பெரு நிறுவனங்கள் தான் சிறந்தது என்று சொல்லி அதற்கான முதல் பத்தியிலே காரணங்களை சொல்கிறார். இரண்டாவது பத்தியிலே பொருளாதார நிலைமையை சொல்கிறார். மூன்றாவது பத்தியிலே குறிப்பிட்டு காப்பீட்டை பற்றி சொல்லுகிறார். நான்காவது வேலை பாதுகாப்பை பற்றி இறுதியுரையாக சொல்கிறார். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி அழகான கட்டுரையில் உங்களுடைய ஸ்டைலில் நீங்கள் எழுத வேண்டும், பேச வேண்டும். இனி அடுத்து வரக்கூடிய வீடியோக்களில் மற்றவைகளை பார்ப்போம்.